We're ready. We're live. All right, good Friday morning. Today is Friday, October 22nd, 2021, and this is your Friday driver safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. With me, I have Mr. David White, a 20-year prime associate, experienced driver, and also, I'll be careful to use this word, expert safety supervisor.
Expert in what, Dennis? Football, maybe. No, I take that back. I can't even make my football picks right. So,
good deal. So we do this meeting every Friday morning to provide you with information and give you, the least of which transparency into what's going on. From an operations standpoint and most importantly a safety standpoint. We cover a myriad of different things. We'll talk a little bit about operations, maybe some recruiting comes from time to time. We also get to hear from different leadership in the company. So this is an awesome opportunity for veteran drivers as well as our new drivers to come in and get a feel for what the culture of this company is. Again, we do this meeting every Friday morning. And of course, breakfast is free this morning. So if you haven't jumped in line and ordered breakfast, I see the line is pretty long over there. So while our folks are diligently helping us out over there, let's give them a round of applause and say thank you. All right. The other good thing about this meeting is that we're broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. So thank you and welcome to the folks that are watching us live. If you're ever out on the road and you're not able to watch live, of course, through those social media platforms, you can watch these meetings. Even you can binge watch them sometime while you're sitting at a shipper or receiver. So the next good thing is we are also broadcasting live at our other terminals. So let's go east first. Pittston, Pennsylvania. I think we got Rick with us this morning. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Doing great. Tell us what's going on in Pittston.
Oh, it's been a crazy week here, and we're across the street. We're getting that parking lot taken care of. They're going to start paving on Monday, but it's been crazy as far as the parking around here. So we just want to throw this out to everybody that's coming into the terminal to watch the vehicles that are parked on the inbound and outbound exits because there's several cars over there. We haven't had any near misses or anything like that, but it does get hectic with trucks coming in and out. Gets kind of busy sometimes, so keep an eye out on that.
is that parking for our equipment, for the trucks and trailers, or is it for the associates, Rick?
The parking across the street is for long-term and short-term associates that need parking. So yeah.
Awesome, good deal.
All right, I see you. Is it that you're looking pretty slim up there attendance-wise, or we got a bunch of folks over there in line?
We're doing all right. We have some guys sitting in the back here. We have some guys in line, and we'll get them out here and get this meeting going.
Awesome. Of course, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump right on the microphone.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a preview, it's a little bit early in the morning in Salt Lake City, and those guys are always excited. So let's go west. Troy, Salt Lake City, what we got going on this morning?
Good morning. Welcome to Salt Lake City.
I'm telling you, you guys are doing something with the volume there. You can't convince me that you guys are, 7 o'clock in the morning, just as rowdy and ready to go.
It's the high altitude, man. We're a little loopy out here. It's okay.
I thought they were going to be up on stage this morning there, Troy.
Well, I don't want to detract from our beautiful decorations here.
Oh, there you go.
Well, good deal. Tell us what's new and interesting in Salt Lake City.
We have a crowd. We got 40 people here. We got a full cafeteria right now. We're, it's been a beautiful week. It's probably the last beautiful week in Salt Lake, but it's been a beautiful week. So come to Salt Lake, man. More the merrier out here.
Okay, good deal, good deal. So of course you guys got the massive monstrosity of a shop, and from what I'm hearing, you guys are stealing one of my favorite road assist people, Tyler Patrick, to come out there and run that deal. Tell me what else new you got going on.
Yeah, the shop is always up and going. I mean, we've got you know, a great service department, you know, that can help you out anytime. Just give us a little bit of notice and we'll get you through here. You know, we're working through the trucks to get as many trucks as we can. We've got a lot of drivers that are upgrading and trying to get their own trucks, and you know, we got a lot of people testing out here and getting their CDLs. So you know, we're just constantly happening here in Salt Lake.
And so you guys basically got everything we got. You know, you're testing out PSDs. You got Cardinal Sleep right there on site. You've got a full service shop. I think, like I said, it's maybe bigger than ours. You know, Salt Lake City's the place to be. You know, good deal.
Yeah.
So if you guys got any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the mic.
Hold on. They also got a basketball court. And as I remember from last week, I think there's a little competition between you and Troy coming up.
Hey, I would love to see that. I'd like to see his old butt out here. Let's go.
Troy, you keep calling me old, man. I think you got me by a solid decade. I was born in the 80s. You were probably in high school in the 80s.
I graduated in the 80s. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly. You may even be old enough to be my dad. I mean, come on. But good deal, man. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone. We'll get you right on.
We'll get you on, buddy. Thank you.
Right on. All right, back here to Springfield, Missouri. Man, Dave, I'm back on mask duty this week. I'm fighting the junk off, but you know, hopefully I don't get you infected.
That's why we're keeping 6 feet apart up here.
Don't use the blue microphone, okay?
Yeah, everybody. If anybody comes up here, don't take the blue mic.
All right.
That's Dennis's mic. So
you know, they I came down with a little bit of a cold. They shipped me out to get me tested right away. I felt like an outsider, but tested negative. It's not COVID, just fighting off a little bit cold, but feeling great today. Looking forward to having a great meeting. So, Dave, what do we got safety wise today?
glad to have you up here with me. Couldn't do it without you, man. So,
Well,
yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're going to be talking about some safety statistics this past week, looking at winter driving too. You know, that's already hit throughout the United States. So here in a little bit, we'll have Jim Wilkins come up here from our flatbed department as well. We got Stan Kasterke from our training department, which many of you have probably already met, but we'll get Stan up here. Doug Tamm from our shop out in the Plaza. Love to have Doug up here. He hadn't spoken in a while. And we'll get our veteran up here too, Dennis, as well. So, but first, I'd like to take this opportunity. I know I see a lot of folks out here in the yellow vest, and some of you may not be wearing yellow vests, but if you're new to Prime this week, this is your first week of orientation. If you could stand up, we'd love to recognize you with a round of applause. All 3 terminals, too. Stand on up. All right, welcome to the Prime family. We got a big family here, but we're very proud of you. Hopefully you all checked us out before you came into orientation, see if we're the right company or not. I see a lot of ladies out here. That is awesome. We've got a very large population of female drivers here at Prime, about 13%, last I heard, 13 to 14%. Matter of fact, a week from this coming Saturday, I believe it's October 30th, we got the Highway Diamonds event here in Springfield. So if you can make it to that, that's great. Well, we recognize our female driving associates, and we got one of the best sitting right back there, Dee Sova. Dee, wave at us. Yeah, there she is. Wonderful driver for us. Now she came in off the road and she's working with you all, and she is a fabulous person. She is a member of America's Road Team and still is today, and love having her with us at Prime, and she does a wonderful job, and we're very proud of our female driving associates. And you know, a little recognition a week from this coming Saturday, so October 30th again, and it's a fun time, there's no doubt about it. But also, you know, talking about Prime, you guys are getting some very nice equipment here. We got our equipment's 3, maybe 4 years at the oldest. Some of you will be getting in a brand new truck with a trainer, and that's awesome to be able to do that. You have all the latest safety technology, the roll stability, the forward collision warning system, the ABS braking system on both the tractor and trailer. And that's the way we operate. We got a lot more now. We got the lane departure system, and you name it, and your trainers will go over it with you. But ultimately, at the end of the day, It's you. You're the biggest tool and the most important tool in that truck. And we need you driving safely every day, all the time. Limit your distractions. Stay off that cell phone. Stay off of looking, radio, things like that. Yeah, we want you listening to music, but keep your eyes scanning up ahead. Watch where your eyes are at. Scanning those mirrors, scanning out what's out in front of you, because that's very important in eliminating accidents. You'll see a lot of people out there, I'm sure many of you already have, just driving your cars, texting and emailing and looking at their phone and weaving in and out of traffic and sometimes weaving on the shoulder and things like that. Those are the people we want to avoid. We don't want to be involved in any accidents. So being a professional driver is part of that. So you have to compensate for their errors. Also, too, we're coming up into the winter months, and obviously it's already started out west. I-80 has been shut down a couple of times in Wyoming. Earlier this week, it was shut down. We had some trucks that were parked for a while up there waiting for the snow plows to get going. But, watch driving on snow and ice. Even if you're raised up north driving on a car or pickup truck, it's totally different with a tractor trailer. So, watch your speeds, keep it slower, listen to your trainer. If you're not comfortable, park it at the end of the day. And that's even for our experienced hands too. If they feel that, hey, the roads are getting too bad, let's park it, then park the thing, get a hold of your fleet manager and let us know when you're gonna get rolling again. So, got anything else to add to that there, Dennis?
Winter weather driving is probably going to be a big topic for us this year, and there's always a school of thought that, man, there's some pride involved, Dave, back when you drove, what was the mindset? You see a little bit of a snowstorm, nothing major, couple inches, maybe even a little bit of road cover, and you see some trucks pulling over. What was the mindset?
The best comment I ever received, and I just thought of this, was don't let your ego outdrive your abilities. And that's what you see out there. You see drivers, it could be a complete whiteout and they're still going down the road. Now you got to remember, maybe they got 15, 20 years experience, maybe they don't, but if they feel comfortable doing that, they're driving their truck and let them go ahead. If you're not comfortable, and I don't care if you've got 15 or 20 years, if you need to stop by all means. I remember seeing that when I was out there and I was like, man, how can they continue going? I'm going to pull it over. I grew up in Iowa. I know snow and ice, and I drove for a company out of Wisconsin. So we had a lot of snow and ice up there, and I encountered it quite frequently. And it's totally different tractor trailer than it is to car. And, you don't want to be involved in any accident. Thank goodness my driving days, I wasn't involved in any snow or winter related accidents, but did I come close? Yes, I did. I have a few times where I slid. Yes, I did. And when that happens, then you're looking for a place to park because it's getting too bad. But try to find that before you have a slide off or before you start sliding. It's it's just getting used to it. And your trainer may be able to handle it. Maybe he or she feels comfortable and running. And if that's the case, it's their truck. And if they feel comfortable, that's fine. But if you don't, make sure you bring it up and just say, you know what, I'm not real comfortable with this. And same thing when you upgrade. Many of you will be upgrading when the winter, December, January time, and that's, up north, man, they're having a heyday in that snow and ice, and that's what's going on nationwide. And if you're not ready to upgrade, you don't feel comfortable, so you can stay with a trainer. That's fine, and just continue running. You can run as an AC co-driver, and we're more than happy until you get your abilities to where you want and need them to be. That's fine with us. We don't have a problem. Just communicate every day with your fleet manager. That's all I ask you. They need to know what's going on, and they're a great group of people we have here at Prime. We're so fortunate for our fleet managers because many of them been doing this for years and years. Many of them started with me 20 years ago, and they're still here today. And Dennis is only 19. He's one year behind me, but I knew Dennis when he started here, and he started out at nights, and still here today working. And yeah, he transitioned over to safety, but that's helped us better work with our fleet managers too as well. So end of the day, we don't want you to be involved in any accident. That's what it comes down to.
2021, typically, if you wait it out 24 hours or even a little bit less, things are going to be okay, whether it's Mother Nature that's going to come in with sunshine or whatever the case may be, warmer temperatures, the salt trucks that come out, the plows. If you just allow just a few more hours for the whole situation to develop, it's not going to be as, adverse and dire as it is at the beginning of the storm. We're not carrying any hearts, no lungs, no vital organs are going to be on the back of a flatbed trailer or a refrigerated trailer. Okay, so nobody's going to die if that load of meat gets there just a little bit later. The only thing that we ask you to do when you make that decision to pull over is just communicate. Let us know what's going on. There's no pressure. This is not a wink, wink, nod, nod. If you can get it there type situation, go ahead and get it there. No, we are completely transparent. If every other truck on the road was still rolling and you saying, hey man, this fog is pretty dense, I think I need to shut down, you're all good here. We promise. And if you're not, give me a call. We'll make it right. Let's move on.
All right, buddy. This past week, our inspections, we had 124 DOT inspections. 75 of those were clean. So a 60% clean rate, not too bad for a company our size. And, if you get an inspection, make sure you get it sent in to us here in safety, or really our inspections and citations department, because we need to have every one of those. If they're clean, it's really important you get them into us because you won't get paid on it if you don't. So we can't pay you if we don't know about it. So make sure you get those in. But if they've got violations on them, and sometimes we'll have violations, maybe maintenance or something on there you've been written up for, we need to sign them off and send them back to the state. That is a requirement, and they do check those, the states do. So if we don't return one, then we'll get one of those nasty letters saying, hey, your driver on this date at this scale at this location received an inspection and we have not received it yet. Please send it to us, signed, and make sure the violation has been corrected. So that's what happens, and that's why we need to have all of them in here and make sure they're all documented. And if you have any questions on inspections, let us know too. So what do you think? Should we get Mr. Wilkins up here?
You ready?
Let's get Jim up here. Yeah, let's change speakers here for a little bit. This morning, we're lucky to have Jim Wilkins. Jim's ahead of our flatbed division, also oversees our tanker division too. So it's been a while, Jim. Glad to have you.
Hey, morning, everybody. I am Jim Wilkins, and I work with our flatbed and tanker group. And, as they were talking about safety, I couldn't help but think of experience I had. My son played basketball, college ball, and they had a tournament in Twin Falls, Idaho. And on our way back, my wife and I drove out there. On our way back, we were on Highway 30 going across southern Idaho, and the roads were really bad. It wasn't snowing, but it had snowed, but the roads were mostly snow packed and snow covered. And we're going, at a safe speed, and this big truck comes up in my mirror, and this guy's going about 65 miles an hour, I'm guessing, but he's going pretty fast for the conditions. And I thought, man, and he's got some big balls or something. I mean, geez. Anyway, we keep going, and if you're familiar with that road, once you go through Soda Springs and you keep going east, there's a couple big sweeping curves. And sure enough, guess where he was? He was on his side. And I've thought about that a lot of times. It's always wise to be safe rather than sorry. Think about what you're doing all the time. One more thing that just happened this past week, we had a driver with a load of structural steel on, and he was down in Louisiana, and he carried this load for quite a ways to get to the receiver. And he got close to the receiver, and it was pretty tight, but he decided in a tight spot that he would just kind of edge over on the shoulder of the road. And guess what happened? The shoulder gave way less than a mile from the receiver on his side. So, you got to be thinking about those things all the time. Safety is our biggest calling. I want to talk a little bit about business conditions in flatbed, and I could be talking about it in any one of our divisions. Business is very, very good right now. I've been involved in this business here at Prime for 33 years, a total of 45 years, and I've never seen it like it is. I've never seen it like it is. There's a lot of opportunity. Just to give you an example, our teams in particular, they're just killing it. It doesn't matter what division you're in. If you're willing to get out there and train and run team, there's a huge opportunity. And I would certainly encourage you to do that, whether it's tanker, flatbed, or reefer. I'd love you in flatbed if that's what you want to do. I'd love you in tanker, but we'll love you just as much if you're in reefer. But we do need teams, and we want to stress that. We got a real good program here. Like I said, I've been at Prime a long time. I've seen a lot of changes. Some of you guys, this is your first truck line to be at. I would challenge any truck line out there against Prime. I'm just telling you, this is a top-notch company, and I'm proud of it. We're glad you're here, and we look forward to working with you. And that's all I got to say.
All right. Any questions for Jim? Yeah, good job, Jim. How many trucks you got in flatbed, Jim? What, 700 and something?
No, we're right at 800.
Okay.
Tanker's about 300. It's not, either division is not near the size that reefer is, but we're out there and we're significant in the marketplace. So
Good deal. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, that's Flatbed and Tanker does a wonderful job for us. And if you guys are interested, it is a great, great experience running in those divisions. And I can tell you this, my personal experience, I grew up flatbedding. That's what I kind of did with the company I was at. We had flatbed and dry vans. And of course, they put the younger guys on flatbed because we're supposed to be a little bit more, in shape. But it is a physical job. There's no doubt about it. It does keep the belly off too, as well. But you got to be able to climb. You can't be afraid of heights. Got to be able to tarp loads. And if you need help with that, obviously we send all of our flatbed people here. Before you get in a flatbed truck, you go through our securement training, our 2-day securement training. You must pass that class. And Fletcher Williams is our instructor for that class, and he does a great job with it. And if he feels you're not ready, he's going to either give you more training time with him, or we'll send you out with a trainer. And most of you, if you're coming through the PST ranks, you'll be at the flatbed trainer anyway, if that's the division you want to go. So you automatically have experience before you hit Fletcher's class, before you upgrade to get your own truck. So it's important, you got to know what you're doing out there flatbed. And then it is a little bit more dangerous because you're climbing on and off your load and stuff like that. But it's very rewarding. I had a good time flatbed, and a little bit more pride I always felt because I'm going down the road, I'm looking back there, my load's secured, looks nice, and just a little bit more pride for me. But hey, reefer side too, nothing wrong with that, bumping docks, or tanker side. Tanker's a different division. I've never experienced, but they haul off food grade materials and primarily stay, I think, east of the Mississippi. So, but they do get over here a little bit every once in a while too. But Brett Von Wheeler runs our tanker division. Jim kind of oversees it with him, and they do a wonderful job too as well. So what else you got, brother? You feeling okay back there?
I'm surviving. Go
I
ahead.
see you put a little paper between you and the mic. Is that something to keep the germs away?
No, that's what I do every week.
Okay, sorry. Well, I'm just checking. So who should we get next? What do you think?
Kasterke?
Kasterke, let's bring Stan up here. Stan Kasterke, he's the head of our training department.
Yep.
I'm sure most of you have already seen the guy, but I've known Stan for probably 15 plus years before he came to Prime.
Probably.
Thank goodness we were able to get you over here to come to Prime, because you're running a OTC truck driving school. You're the president of that at that time, running that.
I wasn't the president.
Well, head of the truck driving
I had
side.
responsibility.
You had to report to somebody, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
If it wasn't my wife, it was my boss.
There you go. Well, I'm going to let you take over, Stan.
Thanks.
Glad
Good
to have
morning,
you.
all. I appreciate you all being here. So how many instructors do we have? There are current certified instructors do we have in here? Raise your hand for me. Appreciate you all. And trainers, how many trainers do we have in here? Anybody? Excellent. So thank you for what you do. As we're going through this process, we're growing. Company's 51 years old now. We're still growing. So those of you who are just starting, even though we have some seniority and we have some wisdom and knowledge, we're still a growing company. I just kind of want to update a little bit on some growth that we have actually internally. We're adding a CDL examiner up in Pittston, Pennsylvania. We have a fellow going to class next week. That's going to give us 2 examiners in Pennsylvania. We also have an examiner that just certified in Salt Lake City, Utah. So we have 2 folks out there. We're going to be certifying 2 more CDL examiners here in Missouri starting the 1st of next month. So that's going to give us a little more capacity to be able to do testing. Right now, we're usually booking about 72 to 96 hours out on testing. We have to wait at least 48 hours by federal regulations. We have to schedule 48 hours out. So we're trying to develop some capacity here so we can get folks in and get them tested a little bit quicker, and get them back out on the road to start the TNT phase of training. I just wanted to make sure that I was making everyone aware of that, because I know we've had some instructors who have been concerned, been a little frustrated that they can't get their student in as quickly as possible. So one other thing that I did want to say too, we have a flatbed securement class up in Salt Lake City as well. Tyler Setzer is our guy up there. And we don't have as many classes up there. We don't have that happening as often, but we do have that opportunity in Utah as well if you're out of that western area there. I don't have a lot to say this morning. Dave, do you have a question for me, or does anyone have a question for me this morning?
Anybody have a question for Stan?
Yeah, I think we got a question online. This is from Jeremy Higgins. It says, I have right at about a year experience. Would I need to go through TNT if I come to Prime?
No, if you're an active driver here at Prime at this point, you need to have at least 6 months of experience. And basically we're looking at 6 months here at Prime. If you were at another trucking company, you have to have been here for at least 60 days before you could certify to be an instructor or trainer. So thank you for that question. Anybody else? Come on, surely.
How many trainers do we have out there, Stan? Or
Right now
instructors?
in the instructor side of it, we have about 275 people that are currently on the road doing PSD. So as I looked at my numbers this morning, we have 64 people that are on property. This week, that's Pennsylvania, Missouri, and Utah that are waiting for an instructor. So we're close to 300. Well, I'm not a mathematician. We have a little over 300 people that are actually in the pre-CDL part of it, the PSD part of it. When we look at the TNT side of it, we have, I think it's over 1,100 now that are actually in the TNT phase that have passed the CDL test and are going through that second phase. This year is projecting to be one of our biggest years ever. In 2018, we had almost 3,600 people come through our driver training program and pass the CDL exam. This year, we're projecting probably around 3,800 people. Now, whenever I'm always talking about numbers, I want to make sure that everyone understands. I mean, numbers are the growth of our company. But I hope that each one of you, and I recognize faces here from this week's class too, I hope that each one of you understand that it isn't about, you're not a number. You're part of the growth of Prime. So we want to make sure that you're treated with respect, that you're treated with care, and that your needs are met. You're all here. You've given up you've left your family. You're here giving your time to us and sacrificing your time to us. We want to make sure that we honor that. So if you ever have any questions, any problems, anything like that, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. My name's Stan Kasterke, and we can post my number, my phone number on there if we need to do that as well. But I think most people have my phone number at this point. So, but I appreciate you and thank you for what you do.
All right, thanks, Stan. Appreciate it. Any other questions so far that we've covered up here? Safety, it doesn't matter. We'll try to answer them. If we don't, I'll throw it to Dennis and make him answer it then. He can handle it. So he's looking at me like, what are you doing, Dave? So tell you what, let's get our next speaker up here out of the Plaza, Doug Tamm. Doug's been with us many years too as well. I don't know exactly how many, but he was 6. Okay. He runs our Plaza out there. How many?
15 years.
15 years?
Yeah, I'm so grateful that we're going to have the 15-year dinner. I'm pumped.
There you go. You get your 15-year award. So get you up on stage with Robert.
It might be better than standing in front of all you folks today.
There you go. Go ahead, bud.
There's a few things I want to talk about. We're thin on speakers when they ask me to get up here, right? Some of the things I want to talk about is what we do for free services we do to help you operators when it comes to your equipment. One of them is our assessment bay. Any new driver coming in, if you're getting a new truck, you can go into bay 21 and get a free tractor inspection. If you don't understand how your APU works or your bunk heat or anything like that, you go to bay 21. We have our best technicians in there ready to answer questions for you. Make sure you're comfortable in that new truck you're getting into. So that's bay 21 up in the tractor shop on the backside. Over here, you just pull up, wait in line, and we'll get you taken care of. And that's free. So you can't pass that up. We We have our pro maintenance class. That's where our road assist advisors come in. They teach you how to change mud flaps, what to look for on worn airbags, worn brakes, you know, how to inspect your truck tires, all of that good stuff. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. If you want to get signed up, talk to your fleet manager, your road assist advisor. Everyone I talk to that goes through that class is a huge benefit, free of charge. You know, that's another free thing we do. A big money saver. I talked to a gentleman yesterday. I was going through some road failures and tires we got replaced on the road. A gentleman was in Salt Lake City a day before and got his tires replaced at a TA the next day. So I called him up. I said, man, what are you doing? Why are you getting your tires changed at TA when you have still good tread on your tires? You know, his tier tires were at 10 and 11/30 seconds, still plenty of tires, you know, to run through the winter. The TA, you know, convinced him to go ahead and swap his tires out. You know, not only did he lose money on that transaction and he was taken advantage of, you know, we save on average on our steer tires, we save $300 per set of steers getting them done in-house versus getting them done on the road. Sorry, I'm getting nervous.
You're doing good. Keep going.
And almost $700 on the drive tires. You know, that's what we save you getting it done in-house. That's savings on taxes, labor, and tire costs. So please take advantage of us. You know, come into the plazas. Let us inspect your truck tires, your trailer tires. You know, I know sometimes it's a long wait getting into the plaza, especially on certain days, you know, Thursdays, Fridays, 3 to 7 p.m. It's, you know, we get a line back there, but we're doing everything we can to get you through.
Would help out a lot for the tires is if there was any way to even get just a rough estimate somewhere online saying, hey, this is what the tires are going to cost at Prime versus what we see at the TA Petro, wherever, you know, because usually we come in, we're looking at the things and saying, well, I can, you know, I make a jog, you know, 300 or 400 miles on whatever's out there, you know, around their truck and say, well, should I get it there? I get more points. You know, I know they give us points for it here at Prime, but we really don't ever see the pricing. And for at least guys that sort of, you know, our maintenance accounts, we're looking at, yeah, hey, and then at least you can make a lot of money on your maintenance account if you use it wisely. But sometimes we just don't know the prices here.
So we should get that out there in front of you guys more. Okay, that's a good point. We had a gentleman in PA do a video. It's online. If you go, Brianna probably knows where that video is, where we store those. But it goes over our average cost savings. You know, our tire cost fluctuates based off of price increases. I've been trying to fight them off this year. Everyone's giving us price increases, but we usually negotiate, you know, down to keep that manageable for you folks. You know, we opened up a Plaza outbound lane. I know a lot of operators and the driver's advisory board was talking about it. I've been asked to open one up. So we do have one in Bay 1. So that is bobtails only, no fuel. When you come in, you still have to stop so we can depart your truck, make sure you're the person that's supposed to be in your truck, make sure it's not getting stolen, obviously. So there'll be a little bit of a delay there. We're going to try to run it. At least we know if you park there, we can get you through somewhat quick. So hopefully everybody enjoys that. And we're going to run that over the next month to see if that helps you guys out and helps that traffic back up. I believe that's all I have.
All right, don't go too far. I mean, I know sometimes it gets nervous up here. I do too. You know, it's okay. So, but you know, just opening up my Prime mobile app here, I clicked on the My Prime section, scrolled way up to the bottom, and clicked on the part that says the videos for road assist. Just a few right off the top. You know, the basics of the right way, how to check for a bad wheel seal, the importance of inflating tires. You know, in cage, you know, fuse checks for Freightliners, Peterbilts, fault codes, bunk heaters, something that drivers need to be checking now before, you know, the time it comes you need to turn them on. So just a few educational videos right here in your hand that you can watch that'll give you some good information. But one question I do have for you here, Doug, before you get out of here, as we talk about winter weather coming, and I'm speaking specifically about tires right now. You know, you're out in Wyoming, you're about to start your shift. It may be a few inches of snow on the ground. You know, I don't want to get out there and do a pre-chip and check those tires. Yeah, I checked them yesterday, or maybe even the day before. How bad of a decision is it that I just let it go one more day, especially with it's cold, it's dark, it's wet. You know, is it okay if I just let it go?
No, Dennis. You know, you got to do a pre-trip. You got to look at your tires. You know, we've done a fantastic job over the past couple of years. I don't mean to brag, but, you know, on over-the-road tire costs, we're down just over 50%, you know, week over week, year over year. This year versus last year, we're at just around 37% of savings. So that's you guys doing a good pre-trip inspection on our trailer tires. You know, that's you guys coming through our Plaza, getting those tires inspected on a regular basis. I know it might take 7 to 8 minutes per tire to get them swapped in the Plaza, but you're saving yourself 3 hours out on the road, bringing those trailers in. You know, don't ever drive by. Give us an opportunity to inspect your truck, your trailer, keep it legal. You know, make sure you have a good flashlight. You know, whenever you're in the wintertime, especially on your tractors, we see a lot of brake skids because those drum brakes will freeze up and they'll flash rust, and you'll drag that tire and flat spot it. So you always want to mark the top of your tires, pull up a little bit, get out and make sure those tires are spinning. You know, or it'll cost yourself a lot of money.
Definitely. I think we got a question over here.
You know, I've seen some trucks out there. They've got like a plastic strip that's hooked into one of the lug nuts that comes out of the back of the trailer tire. So when you look in the mirror, you can see whether that tire's spinning or not. Is that something Prime might be looking at putting on there? Because sometimes you're picking these things up and you're in a dark lot somewhere. You got no idea whether the thing's rolling, so you got to get out and check it where you can look in the mirror and you can see that thing spinning, especially this time of year when it's cold.
It's not something we've looked at. You know, right now we're running our disc brakes on our trailers, and we've seen a huge decline on the amount of brake skids we see on our trailers. The calipers tend to release quicker and easier. So we haven't looked at that. You know, obviously that would be an upgrade you can get on your tractor if that's something you want to look at. Yeah, that's a great point. You know, our industry is going with skirts. The skirts do hide those tires from spinning. You know, one thing I did want to talk about is tire fires. You know, a tire can fail going down a road, and then once that indicator light comes on, you need to get pulled over into a safe spot and make sure your tire is not blowing out, spinning and wrapping around that brake drum. I investigated a tire fire here in Kasterke, Missouri. I was fortunate enough to be close and early in the morning, and I was able to tell 3.5 miles back where the tire blew out. That operator continued to drive, that tire wrapped around that drum, and it caused that wheel to start skidding down the road, and that wheel on that concrete got so hot the tire caught fire in that trailer. And that trailer pretty well burnt down. So anytime you see that indicator light on, pay attention to it. Make sure you adjust your mirrors where you can see it. The purple light on the side of your trailer, very important.
All right. Any other questions for Doug from Pittston, Salt Lake, or here in Springfield? All right. Thanks for coming up, Doug. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, brought up some very good points, especially with winter coming up, making sure those trailer tires are rolling. And I remember back in the day, you guys make those big wide sweeps before leaving customers or leaving truck stops to make sure you see those tires moving in the back. And if they're not, stop, and you got a brake drum that's seized up there, that's frozen up on you. So the good old days of trucking, man, and that's nothing worse than doing pre-trips, getting up underneath your truck and trailer and stuff when it's cold and snowy, but got to do it, Dennis.
You know, one of the things I saw a video the other day, some driver was out there checking it out with the flashlight on his iPhone. I'm like, man, that's not going to get it. That is not going to get
You need
it.
something a little bit stronger than the flashlight on your iPhone. Yeah,
Exactly.
you do need a flashlight. There's no doubt. Make sure you get a powerful one that you could see very well with. Even daytime, you got to get up there and look because you can't see underneath your truck, and make sure you got your fifth wheel is all hooked up properly and the jaws is wrapped around the kingpin and all that good stuff, because things do happen out there on the roadway, and sometimes people will pull fifth wheels. I hate that even saying that, but it does happen out here. So just a heads up, don't ever assume that you're fine and you just jump in and take off after taking a little break. Make sure you go around and just check everything looks good on your truck, including that fifth wheel.
Good deal. So before we get to our next speaker, just a couple of housekeeping notes. One, we mentioned a few things about the Prime mobile app. If you have any questions about anything technology related or especially with the Prime mobile app, we got Brianne over here to my right that can answer any questions that you do have. And second, our resident speaker for HR is Brandon Mallard. He is offsite today working at our location in Savannah, Georgia. So big shout out to those folks at Savannah Clean. Hope Brandon gives you a good time. He did want me to mention a few things. Open enrollment is right now for company drivers. This is a mandatory enrollment. So you will need to re-elect your benefits. So they'll take effect in 2022. So if you're anything like me, you just had the same thing year after year after year. If I do that, they're going to throw me out. So I definitely need to make sure that I re-enroll on what I want. Open enrollment will end on November 12th, 2022. So we've got just about 3 weeks to get that done. Any changes will take effect on 1/1/22. And to make changes, you can call. You can make changes on your Prime mobile app, or you can call the enrollment center at 877-859-6107. For our independent contractors, open enrollment will start 11/1/21, so the beginning of November. They will notify you the first week of November when the open enrollment starts. And to look into the benefits before open enrollment, you can contact Dave Brill, our friend over here to my left, and he can get you all the information you need. So if you guys have any other questions, we've got Dave over here. We also got Aaron Ellis, who runs our HR department over here to my right. And our HR department is located just off the main entrance, not too far away from the safety department. So good deal.
All right, let's bring up our veteran. How's that sound?
Go for it.
All right. Tim Sharp, come on up here, Tim. I bothered Tim earlier this morning. He was eating his breakfast, and I don't know if he liked that or not, but I appreciate that, Tim. How you doing today?
I'm all right.
How long you been with Prime?
Just over 2 years.
Who's your fleet manager?
Sean Stacy.
Sean Stacy. He's been here a while too. So good guy. Get along with him.
We're doing a lot better.
There you go. Yep. It's communication, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Staying communicated. So what'd you do before you come to Prime?
I started my career at Warner.
I'm sorry. No.
I was with them for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Did some flatbedding at Melton. Before I came back here, I was here once. And then I went home, local for 1.5 years. And I was at Western Flyer before I came back.
Did you like that flatbedding?
Yeah, it's great exercise.
It is. It's good in the exercise. There's no doubt about it. It is a great occupation to get into. We tend to get a little bit older. Sometimes we flip over though, get the bumping docks, right?
It's easier.
Yeah, it is a little
Less
bit easier.
stressful on the body.
Yeah, but hey, so anyway, military. What branch were you in?
Regular Army.
How many years?
2.
2 years. You serve overseas, or
I was stateside the whole time.
okay? What'd you do?
I was a 31 uniform, signal support system specialist.
Good deal. Well, thank you for your service. We appreciate you.
Would all the veterans stand and be recognized?
Thank you very much, Tim. Appreciate it. Appreciate your service too. Yep. We love our veterans here at Prime. There's no doubt about it. So tell you what, we've been doing these meetings, Dennis, over 20 years. That was before I started here. I know that. Steve Field, our safety director, used to use a little cassette tape. That's how they recorded them way back in the day. But I know when I started doing them up here in the cafeteria, another gentleman I'm getting ready to call up here, he's the director of our IT department, Rodney Rader. Rodney used to speak at these all the time, and we don't get to hear from Rodney very often. So great to have him here this morning, and he's going to close out our meeting for us this morning.
Well, thank you, first of all, and thank you for everybody being here. As Dave said, normally Robert Lowe would finish this out. Before that, we'd have Steve Wetke, head of sales, talk a little bit about kind of what's going on with sales. Rates are going up, which is good. Majority independent contractors were on revenue share. Robert would really talk about respect, opportunities, and opportunities for you to make a living and be happy. I'm going to ask Junior, this is unscripted. Junior, come up here for a minute, please, okay? And really, I just want to ask Junior a few questions. Junior's been around here a long time. Him and I have known each other for a while. As we were in the line this morning, he told me that he's in here for his 5th truck on a lease, okay? So Junior, how long you been here?
I've been at Prime little over 10 years. I
You-
came here, got my CDL here at Prime.
Junior also recruits a lot of people, okay? And one of the things that you've missed today, and I'll ask you to go back to previous meetings and look at this, is the career path. Jason Seymour does the career path, and really it's mainly talking to the folks in the yellow vest, and it's talk about planning now for your future and how if you plan in the next year, a year from now, you can have made $100,000. But you have to follow the program and you have to start your plan now. And part of the plan is, first of all, getting your CDL, then being trained, then going on your own, and then potentially either training or instructing, recruiting. There's money in these things for all of you guys. Independent contractors, then there's return and rewards. Hopefully you're in that.
Yeah,
There's lease payouts. So you've had 4 lease payouts, correct, so far?
I'm doing the lease purchases.
Okay, lease purchases. So you're buying them, they're yours.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I
So,
was here to pick up my 5th one, so
so tell us a little bit about what you do with recruiting folks. How many folks have you recruited?
I don't really know the exact number. I usually work with Nikki Yost, and anybody that applies, I would say, put her down because that's who I work with. So any questions that people may have, I can get in touch with her if you guys aren't able to. But it's been in at one point I had 140 active, but the exact number now, I don't know it.
So let's talk about really what happens when you recruit somebody. When they come in, first of all, they become a driver, not a PSD, but they are actually a B seat at that point. It's $100, okay?
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
now, we've got an additional at 30 days, $500, okay? When they become an A seat for 6 months, $500 more. From that point, every mile that they run, he gets a $0.25 for the miles that they run. And so think about those 100+ people that he has recruited. As long as they stay here, okay, he essentially is benefiting from that. Now, the expectation is too, he communicates with that folks, okay? I mean, this company is really about relationships is what it is. It's about the opportunity to make money, to be respected, and relationships. And really the way we do things, we assign a group of people to you that are responsible for you, whether it's your fleet manager, your road assist person, your payroll person, or your log person. You have a team that supports you. So I just really, this was unscripted. I saw Junior. I guarantee he does well. Are you happy here?
Very happy.
Okay.
And anybody that asks me about Prime, I always give my opinion. When I say about Prime is my opinion only. I love it. I've been here 10+ years. I've seen people come, go, come back because Prime is unique. It's worked out for me. It's not for everybody, but it's worked out for me. It's been great.
It's an opportunity, folks, okay? If you want to work and you want to make money, you want to be respected, you're in the right spot, okay? Bottom line is if you don't want to work, no, you're not in the right spot because it does take effort. It takes all of us. We're all on the same team. So, Junior, thanks for joining us.
One last thing to everybody that the new drivers set goals. I can't stress that enough. To the students that I train, I always tell them set goals, and that's what's going to drive you to keep doing what you're doing and to get up in the morning or at night to start your shift. So goals is very important in this industry.
Thank you, Junior. And thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay. And that's it. Thank you. Have a great day.
Nice seeing you.